Dr. Pete here. So when you don't sacrifice for what you want, you sacrifice the thing that you do want. Okay? So everyone knows that if you're trying to improve your health, you need to do things like exercise and diet and, pursue healthy life practices. And these things entail sacrifice. You have to put in the work, put in the investment, put in the time to get to a goal. All right? But if you play that out, especially as you progress, you need to make sure that you don't end up confusing the sacrifice as the goal in and of itself. And there's some Stoicism philosophy sort of embedded in that. There is some power in that, where just for the purpose of the journey, you take the journey, even though you might not ever get to your destination. I think you have to be careful with that. Everything has to be aligned towards an aim, an ideal, a goal. Otherwise, you're just spinning your wheels. Now, in the beginning, you can take any person and say, hey, it's time to exercise more, and you can never do too much. And you need to lose weight, and you can never lose too much. But, early on, when you're coming at it from an already overweight, obese, sedentary person, okay, that works really well. But eventually, if you take that too far, you can really start to see detrimental effects. You will actually sacrifice the goal. You will never get to the goal because you've elevated the means to such an extent. I mean, in the purposes of fasting, we could call that that distortion of the sequence of things, where you mistake the means as the goal in of itself as anorexia, right? There's a level and a place where eventually the return on investment, the diminishing returns of that pursuit become actually detrimental to the goal of good health, for example. Anorexic have terrible health by definition. By definition, it's weight loss so extreme that your health is compromised in measurable, objectable ways, or objectively measurable ways, rather. So keep this in mind, because I think it's so paramount in our society today that we understand sacrifice allows us to get to a goal. We bargain with the future. But at the same time, we need to make sure that the means to getting there does not supplant the goal in of itself. Always reflect, always be willing to put in the work, but make sure you're not overshooting. And I think this is really important as we consider fasting, because it's a very effective process, but we shouldn't elevate it beyond the goal of living healthy lives and mastering ourselves in a meaningful way.